Hello farmers, the name is Rollings again from Agribusiness Media, and today we are at the Little England farm and we are going to discuss onion production. They are into massive onion production and you like it, trust me. Innocent, how are you?
How are you?
Farmers that are considering onion production, where do they start?
Yeah, I think obviously it always starts with the correct seed variety, the seed choice, also about knowing the growing season for onions. So onions are a cool season crop, starting in February and going through to about April, May, and even June at times. So those are always the most important. Availability of water is also very important. Onions are a very, very thirsty crop. They need upwards of 600 mils of water per season to reach physiological maturity. And obviously land, they prefer the sandy to sandy loam soils. So that's always one of the most important considerations for onion production.
You mentioned variety selection. So before a farmer purchases a variety, what are the things that they look at? Do they look at the market? Do they look at shelf life? What exactly do they look at? Or they just go into any shop and purchase any seed variety? What exactly do they look at?
Yeah, I think I will just give an example. For our selection is always based mainly on our market requirements, market demand. We sell 50% of our crop green and 50% of our crop dry. So obviously for the green market, we are wanting something that's green, something that looks attractive, green. And then obviously for your dried onions, you're looking at something that has storability, something that doesn't sprout. So for us, those are some of the more important considerations. Yeah, in this field, we've got Arabella. Arabella is from Stedall, Charter Seeds. So that's the variety that we have here. In other fields, we also have Irati. So normally, our main season crops are Irati and Arabella. This season, we've grown into Arabella quite a bit. It's the first time that we've grown it.
Okay, and why Arabella?
Yeah, I think, the market is always demanding that Irati type onions. Okay. And, as a backup to Irati, as our second variety, we've looked at Arabella, which has got similar characteristics to Irati. Good, nice green color, nice foliage, and good storability. And it's always on demand in the market.
All right, yeah, okay, so there you have it, farmers. Variety selection is one of the key areas that you need to consider when growing onions. So let's look at your journey at this farm. How big is it?
In total is about 139 hectares under irrigation. This land where we are sitting here, it's about 6.6 hectares of onions. In total, we are producing about close to 40 hectares of onions this season.
Wow, that's massive. Can you take us through what exactly you did to come up with this crop, starting off with land preparation? Where did you start?
Yeah, so our land preparation is we chisel plow with the big tractor, then we disc, and then after disking we make beds for the onions, and then after disking we come through straight away with the bed former. After the bed former, that's when we plant. So here we direct seed. That we use a planter to plant our crop. It's important when direct seeding to have a nice level soil. So that's why we come in with the bed form, and then we make a nice bed so that once we plant, we are planting in uniform soil. So that's for ease of germination.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any importance of ensuring there's a fine?
Yes, of course. When you have a fine tooth, then you are getting an even crop. Germination is nice and even, and so you are setting a foundation for your crop.
Okay.
That once it has a good start, once it's nice and even germination, so it means you also have even bulbing.
How is your spacing?
Yeah, so our spacing, I would say we try and achieve about 900,000 plants per hectare, and then our spacing is 7 by 10, 7.5 by 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does spacing affect the bulb size?
Yeah, to a certain extent, but I think for us it's just about finding a balance between bulb size and yield, because at the end of the day, you can have too bulbs that are too big, that are not saleable, that are difficult to dry, at the expense of something that we can store. So yeah, spacing is important, yes, as a determinant for bulb size. But I think we try and push the mark a bit to try and get something that's the bulb that's not too big but not too small, okay, and a bulb that we can obviously store if we're unable to sell it green. Yeah, so for us it's just finding that critical balance.
All right. And how is the planting depth?
Yeah, so when we're using the drill, we try and plant 1.5, 2 centimeters deep, maximum 2 centimeters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a one-pass operation.
Okay.
So we are saying we just give the driver the seed, and we set the planter as we do with things like maize or soya, and then it just does it a one-pass operation. Yeah.
Okay. Then how about fertilizer application? Or maybe before that there is watering or irrigation?
Watering, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we water, for germination we're watering 5 mils a day, every day, up till we get 100% germination, and then we harden for maybe a week just to try and develop that root system, and then after that it's we try and achieve 30 mils per week up until bulbing, and then bulbing we try and go up to 40-45 mils a week, depending on evapotranspiration, that kind of thing. So between 40 and 45 at bulb formation.
So what determines amount of water that you apply?
Yeah, basically for us it's mainly growth stages, and then secondly we're a farm that's mainly on sandier soils, so we lose moisture a bit quicker. So our irrigation has to be a bit more to compensate for loss due to the sandy soils. In terms of weed control, we don't have too many options on the onions. Here at Little England we mainly use oxyflurfin. So that is soon after drilling the seed, we come straight away and we do a pre-emergent of oxyflurfin at 200 or 300 mils per hectare. Soon after germination, that is week 2, or at the flag leaf stage, when the onion is just popping its flag, we then come in with another 150 mils per hectare. Week 5 again, when the weeds have come up again, we then do 250 mils, and then a final one of 600 mils per hectare at week 6. It's important to know that oxyflurfin is a contact herbicide. It can have an effect of burning the onions, so it's very important to not over apply, and you need to apply it carefully. What we've seen is you can never run away from weeding, hand weeding yourself. So we always plan to do maybe 1, even 2 hand weedings during the growing season.
All right.
Yeah.
Then how about fertilizer application?
Yeah, so before we With bed form, we Vicon about 650 kgs per hectare of IC. And then we follow behind with the bed former and then plant straight behind. At week 3 and week 5, we put 100 kgs of AN per hectare. And then about week 6, we do 300 kgs per hectare.
How critical is it for a farmer to send their soils for testing and analysis?
Yeah, it's absolutely very critical. So you know what your soil requires, to understand soil pH, to understand your potassium levels, to understand nitrogen levels. So in fact, it's like opening a book and reading what your soils are like. Otherwise, you're just flying blind. Maybe you're giving too much phosphorus when the soil doesn't really need phosphorus, or sometimes you're not even applying enough nitrogen. Maybe the soil needs high nitrogen, like you see here, these Little England soils. If you tell someone that we're applying 500 kgs of ammonium nitrate on onions, they'll have a heart attack. But we understand that these soils leach nitrogen, and it always shows on our soil analysis. So that's why we are applying such a high level of ammonium nitrate. Yeah, so we also apply potassium nitrate and calcium nitrate during towards the end of the season, just to give us the nice bulbs, because nitrogen is important for bulbing. We've also got a strong foliar program. The strong foliar program focuses mainly on your sulfurs, magnesium, and quite critically calcium. Our soils are quite deficient in calcium, so we apply quite a lot of calcium on the leaves of the plant using our foliar fertilizers. So it's quite comprehensive, and but the program works. It's a tailor-made program, and it's made us achieve some of the things that we've achieved here.
And pest and diseases?
Yeah, pest and disease, mainly our main pests, especially during the heat of the day or the heat of the summer, is mainly thrips. Thrips can be an issue because they infest in the heart of the onion, so it's difficult to get that nice spray penetration. This year we've also have a lot of pressure on purple blotch, especially with the very late rains that we had in April. It meant the soil was saturated and the atmosphere was a lot more humid, which was conducive for all those diseases. Downy mildew on this farm, which is a form of alternaria, is also quite a difficult disease to deal with. But we've also got a strong spray program, and we try and come in about week 3, week 4 with a good, strong curative product. It's also a tailor-made spray program after we identified some of the weaknesses in our area.
All right. And you once told me about scouting. How important is it?
Yeah, obviously scouting is very important. We try to be in the field at least once every day to scout and see. We enjoy the time in the field. That's how we see some of these things. You know, that there's thrips, there's purple blotch.
Are there any levels that we look at in terms of pest population, or we just spray whenever we see a pest, we spray?
Obviously, we don't spray indiscriminately. We don't spray just because we want to spray, or we don't spray just because the spray program says we should spray. Obviously, the spray program is a guideline. Sometimes we have issues that come up that we hadn't anticipated, and we are quite thorough when it comes to scouting. So we are always alert. Every part of the team here at Little England is always alert for things like pest and disease. And we are always in the know, and we always want everyone to identify what exactly is this pest, what exactly is that disease, so that sometimes maybe I might miss something, but there's a member of the team that can alert if ever I do.
There's an issue of agronomists coming to assist as we are discussing pest and disease management. How important is it in terms of helping you to achieve the yield that you expect?
No, obviously the agronomists are very important for certainly this operation. We are always in touch, be it the technical seed agronomists, the guys that are selling us chemicals, that are supplying us chemicals. You know, they're always with us during the majority of the season. You know, with communication these days, something that you identify that you're not sure of, you can always even reach someone in America. Communication is now so much easier. So it's very important. I mean, we don't know, as farmers, we don't know everything. And it's always good to interact with our agronomists, good to share ideas, good to share new developments, whether it's new chemicals, new varieties, so that we are always progressing. That's very important. Yeah, so if you look at our onions there, we've had what we call neck 4. So at neck 4, it means the onion is now at physiological maturity. So it's now not growing vegetatively. The neck has fallen, and what's happening is now the nutrients are being transferred from the leaf and the neck into the bulb in anticipation for storage. So when we see neck 4 on the farm, we can now pat ourselves on the back and say, yes, we have achieved, because it means the plant is now indicated to us that, guys, now I'm ready. And it's an important aspect of onion production, because the onion actually gains about 30% more weight or volume, or develops 30% more after neck 4. So it's an important process that takes about between 2 to 3 weeks. So it's important we know that we've done a good job. The onion is now bulking up, it's now feeding itself, and then we know that at least we are going to have a good harvest.
So this is a natural process from what you are saying. There is no need for us farmers to manually bend the onions.
It's a natural process. It means your agronomy is on point. So you find that, let's say, if you've applied late nitrogen and you have thick necks, then obviously that process won't take place. So it's a good sign that good things have happened. You've done your work correctly, and the onion itself is happy. So it's a very, very natural process. It just means that you've done a good job.
Wonderful. So let's talk about harvesting. You mentioned that your targeted population was 900,000 per hectare. What's your target yield?
Yeah, in New England, all things being equal, we're expecting at least 60-65 tons a hectare. I think that's a fair yield. It's something that we've ourselves have a benchmark. It's something that we achieve, and I think we're in a good position when we achieve that 60 ton mark.
That's massive, eh? So in terms of how do you know that the onions are ready for harvesting?
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, at neck 4, we understand that with 2 to 3 weeks after neck 4, the onions are at physiology, are now mature. We can now begin the process of harvesting. Also, when you look at the onion itself, we can see it's got a nice golden color on the skin. It no longer has that whitish appearance on the skin. So those are some of the indicators that the onions are now ready.
Thanks so much, and maybe just a word of advice to the farmers who are watching.
Yeah, I think the important one is always market, obviously. Before you start, know your market, know what your market requires. Are you selling green? Are you selling dry? Does the market prefer red? Does it prefer white? And then obviously variety selection, that's always important. You know, is the variety that you want to grow, do you understand it? Do you know the pros and cons of that variety? Or at least do you have someone to advise you? And I think we on Little England have done well with hybrids, so I always encourage people to use hybrids. The yield is always much better, you know, they are always more receptive to fertilizers. something that's always on demand in the market. You know, they've got high tolerance to bolting, those kinds of things. So yeah, that's what I would always encourage farmers. And obviously the most important one is always be prepared. Before you start, do your research, understand what you are getting yourself into, and understand what's required for the onions. And once you understand, then you are good to go.
That's great advice, thank you so much. Farmers, I do hope that you have enjoyed my conversation with thank you so much for watching, and until next time, this is Ron.
Good day, farmers. My name is Divara Piri, also known as Diva Piri, Charter Seeds Senior Agronomist. Farmers, we have heard from farmer Innocent Stedall that Arabella and Irati are like twin brothers. So they share the same female parent. And Arabella has got a better storage capacity. So if you work with us, Charter Seeds Stackers, that's the path to success. So Charter Seeds roadmap plus Stackers seeds, that's equals to success. So we want to see our farmers succeeding, and we want to see our farmers to be prosperous in all their horticultural operations. And I want to encourage all farmers, because you need to bring your soils to the highest possible level of productivity. Your soil preparation is your foundation. That's your I would say your golden key. So if you need any assistance, please don't hesitate to contact us. We are always available and we support our farmers. And we are proudly a Zimbabwean company, and we are proudly African company. So we are there to support our horticultural farmers. And we believe we have got the best and ideal climate to compete in the world. Thank you so much.